This is WTF Nation Radio.
Nation Radio. WTF Nation Radio.
Everything stated on WTF Nation Radio is to be considered the opinion of the person that stated it, and not an official representation of WTF Nation Radio or U.S. Army WTF Moments.
Price does not include tax, title, or license. Some assembly required. Each item sold separately. Batteries not included. Objects in mirror are closer than they appear. If conditions persist, contact a physician. Individual results may vary. Keep out of the reach of children. Avoid prolonged exposure to direct sunlight. Keep in a cool, dark place. And
please enjoy the show. Shots.
I don't know shit about fuck.
All right, everybody, what's going on? Welcome to Friday Night Freedom. My name is Kaz, and I'm sitting here all alone because I don't have our co-host's video up yet. But we have a special guest host this evening, and I'm glad you're all here to see him because Pookie's out. He's probably naked in his front yard fighting Hurricane Ian. So we've got the sports bar here. What's going on, Coach? Brother, I'm doing great. I'm really glad you stepped up and decided to fill in. I know you're kind of in the area. You're not in the line of fire per se, but I guess you're getting some gusts of wind every once in a while.
So good thing that's coming in. Wind's got gusts of about 50 miles an hour. It's been a nice day, actually. I've kept all the windows open at my house and free air conditioning thanks to Mother Nature today, but I can't complain whatsoever. And now I'm in the safety of my own little broadcast bunker, so I can't complain.
That's awesome, man. Did you get a good
of stupidity, not of excellence?
Did you get a good temperature drop out of the deal?
Yeah, about 68 degrees at the lowest, and it stayed about 71 inside the house all day. So it's been all nice and, just breezing through, and everything's been good.
And you're saving money on electricity.
Absolutely. I don't have to change my car insurance to Geico this month. I'm saving money that way.
That's super awesome. Well, again, thank you very much for being here, man.
You got it, buddy. Absolutely.
So I see you've got a New York shirt on, and you've got that accent. You're from the Northeast.
Yes, I am.
So I've got I was really excited. Yesterday I came back from work, and I had this place was under construction. It's in a strip mall, but it's a new pizza place.
Oh,
and
really?
I'm all about the new pizza. You got to try it out. So I've got Joe's Pizza, Pasta and Subs, which is actually a New York. The dude's from New York, and he's got some stuff all around the United States.
Yeah.
But this place is called Topper's Pizza, and I was like, that kind of sounds like a Little Caesars, but maybe not. So they finally opened up, and I went in. I ordered before I left work on yesterday, which is Thursday, and they have an interesting menu, and it's like a pizza. It's like they advertise it as pizza any way you want it. So I'm like, all right. So I just picked from their menu, and they have cheese curd pizza, and I'm like, huh? That's like a Midwest thing. And I looked into the company, and they're out of Wisconsin, and they've got this pizza. They got 70 franchises. They're called Topper's Pizza. They were born in Champaign, Illinois. They have their headquarters is in southern Wisconsin, and they've got 70 franchises all over the United States. And I'm telling you, dude, it's not bad. It's a cheese curd and bacon. Cheese curd and apple smoked bacon pizza. And I'm telling you, bro, it was delicious. It was really, really good.
Why am I not surprised that Wisconsin, of all places, the home of, beer and protein farts from every person, from birth all the way up until death, is the creator of a cheese curd and bacon pizza? My dear, that's sacrilege.
It's really good though.
You guys got Chicago pizza in that region. Now you've got cheese curds and bacon pizza. My God,
it's really good. It's really good, man. It sucks. It's really good reheated. You don't want to eat it cold though. Good pizza you can eat cold, and it's like no big deal.
Good pizza, you have to, if you want to reheat it, actually, the best bet to do, there's two things. Cast iron skillet and a little bit of olive oil, cover it up with a topper, put it on there for about 2 minutes, and it gets it all nice and moist up on the top and crispy on the bottom. Or if you want to preheat the oven to 450, put a pizza stone in there, and then 3 minutes on the pizza stone. Best reheated pizza you will ever have.
Pizza stone. I got a pizza stone for when I was married. It was like a wedding gift, the pizza stone.
Yeah.
And my wife and I are looking at each other like, what the hell's this? Dude, it is the greatest thing ever. They're
Yes,
hard to
it
keep
is.
clean, but my gosh, they're awesome. And they keep.
Yeah, they are.
You cook a pizza on it, and you cut the pizza on it, and it keeps the pizza warm because it doesn't cool down for a long time. It probably keeps the pizza warm for at least an hour.
Oh yeah. And I'm a pizza snob too, and I will tell you that I will live and die by a pizza stone.
There you
I
go.
will. Even Domino's tastes good better on a pizza stone.
Gary Branscombe says hot dog and French fry pizza. You could put anything on a slab of dough.
No. That's more wrong than two boys kissing behind a church on Sunday afternoon in front of a priest. No. No.
So I suppose where you're from, there's certain rules and certain things you may or may not get arrested for, and cheese curd pizza is one of them. And anything other than just a regular pepperoni sausage pizza is gonna get you hemmed up.
Yeah, no, I can cause a break on one. There's a really good one, and it's the ziti pizza. If you ever had the baked ziti pizza, that is phenomenal.
With the noodles.
What's that? Yeah, just ziti noodles on top of a pizza, and it's kind of like you're getting two at one. You're getting ziti and you're getting pizza at the same time. I swear to God, it is the best of both worlds on that. That's about the limit that I will go to.
With marinara on it?
I could take chicken on a pizza. I could take every single meat on a pizza except for anchovies. All right, the anchovies stink and they taste terrible.
They're too salty. That's not good.
Yeah, but oh God, cheese curds and. I mean, it's almost as bad as, not having mozzarella on the top. Dear God.
It's like cheese with extra deep fried cheese. So it's not
Just deep fry the pizza next time. I'm pretty sure they got Scotland and Wisconsin should be, kind of considered like, sister countries or places because, I'm pretty sure everything up there is deep fried in Wisconsin and, almost everything up there in Scotland is too. It's freezing up there and it's terrible. So yeah. And they've also got a lot of protein and beer farts over in Scotland too.
Oh yeah. But they've also got the 16% ABV beer. So
oh yes they do. Oh yes they do. And it is good and very delicious.
Hey, Branko's here. What's up, Branko? Glad you can join us, Gary. Moose Alzwani's here. Thank y'all for joining in. This is great. We have Coach. Coach is our guest host this evening. So be kind to Coach.
You could throw. I've heard worse from horrible people. So you throw whatever bad crap you want at me. I can take it.
So ever since I moved into my house, I moved into this house. I got out of my apartment just because the rents were going up, and I'm like, I'm sick of this. I want to be my own guy. So I went and bought a house. So I bought this house. I broke my lease, and I came to live in this house. And I've talked about this a couple of times, most recently with Pookie, of course. But I finally decided to hire a fucking attorney because my old apartment complex, and I don't know if anybody has ever gone through this before. Let me know in the chats or send me a message at the radio station. But what happened was I moved out in 2019-ish. And when I moved out, I went to the meeting. When you go to the apartment, you look for damage. You hand over the keys, they give you a bill, and you pay the bill. I was ready to do that. I had my checkbook open. I'm like, okay, whatever. I got to pay whatever the penalty is. I broke the lease, and I had like 2 months to go, so it wasn't going to be a big deal. But they said, no, Kaz, you don't have to do that because you've taken good care of your apartment, so there's no charges there. We're going to send you a bill because we still haven't gotten the water bill and the trash bill were incorporated into the rent. I'm like, okay, that sounds cool. Send me a bill. Month after month after month went by. They never sent me a bill. Then I start getting junk mail. And I'm like, I don't know what the hell this is. I tear it up, throw it away. Tear it up, throw it away, tear it up, throw it away. If I don't know, if it doesn't look official, I'm not going to open it. I decided to open up one of them. I'm like, what the hell is this? So I open it up, and it's like from a collection agency. On behalf of the old apartment that I moved out of, they're like, dude, this has gone to collections. They never sent me a bill. My old apartment never ever sent me a bill. They went right to collections to get money from me. So they were, I was expecting to pay about $1,100, and that was going to cover rent. That was going to cover water and everything and any other penalty that I was going to incur. So I wasn't worried about it. I was ready to pay about $1,100, but I was getting bills for like $4,200. Oh, and they're like, oh, it's a reletting fee and a cleaning fee. And I'm like, no. It doesn't work like that. You guys are going to tear the apartment apart. And I already have I have this in writing. They'll like do this massive renovation to that little quad of apartments that I lived in. Not to mention the fact that about 3 weeks prior to me moving out, the ceiling fell out in the guest bathroom because there was a leak upstairs. So
holy crap.
This apartment was fucked up, not by my own fault. I've got pictures and proof of everything. So they sent me this collections notice saying, hey, you owe, it's like $1,000 and $1,058 and like some change. I'm like, okay. After they had sent me like notice after notice after notice, they would send me another notice going, hey, we're going to settle this. And then they dropped the price to like $1,058, and I'm like, fuck, okay, bet, I'll pay that. So I went to the bank, withdrew the money in a cashier's check, mailed it, certified. I've got copies of everything because I don't trust anybody.
Yeah.
And it was done. It was done. And this was more than 2 years ago. This was January of 2020 when I sent this away. I'm like, okay, I'm done. It never showed up on my credit report.
Yeah.
So a few months ago, I started getting little notices in the mail. Not mail, but the like text messages saying, hey, you know, and I never, you know, if I don't know you, I'm not going to accept the message. So they call, and I'm like, this is a scammer or whatever. So they would leave a voicemail that I would never listen to. Finally, I listened to one. And it's like, hey, we're trying to reach you. This is an outstanding debt, blah, 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 blah. I'm like, okay, I've got this handled because I've already paid the debt. I've got all the proof. So I called them up. I'm like, hey, this is Kaz. Let's talk about this because this is the apartment complex. This is the amount that you want. And I can show you proof that I've already paid this debt. They said, okay, here's the email address. I sent them all the stuff.
Yeah. And
then they called me back, and I answered the phone. I'm like, yeah, this is Kaz. And they're like, hey, we did our investigation, and it has been determined that the debt is still valid because my client did not get their money. I'm like, that's not my issue. That's not my problem. I sent the money. And I sent them all the proof, and they're like, nope. And then they went and reported it to collections. So here I have this really stellar credit rating. My credit score is really awesome. And then they reported to collections, and
oh dear God.
So it hit one credit bureau, and then my credit score dropped like 40 points. I'm like, what the fuck, man? I was like, I took it personally. Of course, yeah. You have to. So I was just like, man, this can't be happening to me. So I called them back up, and they're like, no, this is a legitimate debt. And then it hit another credit reporting bureau. It hit Experian, yeah. It hit Equifax. I'm like, man, this is fucked up. You know, so I disputed it, and then the dispute, I disputed at one of the two. It's either Experian or Equifax. I think it was Equifax, and they said the investigation is complete, and here's the result. Click here to find out. So I did, and it said that the person who was wanting all this money, they filed the correct paperwork. They didn't say whether the debt was legit or not. They just said nope. They did the right paperwork. And they've been filing the paperwork knowing that they collected the debt, and they're trying to scam you out of it for more money. Yes. Dear God Almighty. So here I am, a 50-plus-year-old man, yeah, actually hiring an attorney. I've never had to use an attorney before. I've been divorced before, and I took care of that shit myself. My ex-wife and I, we came up with an agreement. We had the court sign off on it. We let the lawyers out of it because they're just expensive. Mm-hmm. So I ended up, I researched a bunch of law firms that do consumer protection law, and I hired the firm at $495 an hour.
Jeez.
I'm in the wrong business.
we should have been lawyers instead of soldiers.
No kidding, dude. So man, but I'm nervous because with all of the proof that I'm sending the lawyers, they're like, oh, we can name. It's not only the collection company that we're going to take to court. It's not the apartment complex that you used to live in that we're going to take to court. They named in the filing. They haven't filed yet. Everything is like I give them the information, and then my lawyers. I've never had to say that before. My lawyers are handling it. We're not going to go to court yet. We're going to present all of this information to these entities, and if they don't acquiesce, then it's going to go to court.
Understand that.
But man, I'm nervous, dude, because they actually named the two collection companies. Or actually, one collection company referenced another. They named my apartment complex, and they named all three credit bureaus.
they took care of every person who was wrong you, and that's it in that sense.
But man,
dear God.
So that's where I am at that. It sucks. I'm nervous.
It's costing you $500 an hour for crying out loud.
$500 an hour, and I talked about.
They better pay for court fees. I'll tell you that.
I talked about billing. They said they told me that I've got a very solid case, and that they're back billing. They're not billing me. They're billing the defendant. I'm the plaintiff. They're the defendant. So
good. So they're looking for court costs. Awesome.
When this all gets settled, when this all gets settled, I don't care. I don't want a nickel. I just want them to leave me the fuck alone and get this stuff off my credit report.
I don't blame you. I don't blame you at all, man. I'd be the same exact way.
Oh gosh. But yeah, that was I had an email the other morning. It was like a 1:38 a.m. I woke up. I'm like, okay, I got to go to the bathroom. My phone dings, and I'm like, okay, I'll check that in a minute. So I checked it after I got done with the bathroom, and it was like, your investigation has been completed by either Equifax or Experian. Click here to find out. I'm like, fuck, I just want to sleep. I'm not going to be able to sleep if I don't check this out. So I went to my computer and actually downloaded it, put it in my file, downloaded everything, put it in the file, and that's when I saw that the paperwork has been filled out completely. I'm like, are you kidding me? Do humans even look at this?
I don't know if they do or not, honestly. I can tell you.
I mean, credit for soldiers is really hard to maintain because they get, as a new private, you get sucked into the 20+% interest rates on the, your LES is your credit, and they just, the camera packages that they sell you in the malls and stuff.
And hey, soldier, you need to get a new uniform. Go down to clothing and sales. Go get a star card and go get it for your military clothing. Don't worry about that $600 of extra money that they give you on an initial line of credit. Not like you're going to spend it on, stuff for inside your room and a brand new 32-inch or 40. I think 42 and above is now the standard for TVs.
Oh, yeah.
I think everybody has to have one at least 42 or above. Oh. So, that's what Joe's going to end up buying right there with the star card as soon as he gets it.
Or if you're an E4 and above, you get the curve.
Yeah. Oh, dear God.
So, man, it's really important to pay attention to your credit and what's on your credit report. I use Credit Karma because that gives you a basic outline of where your creditors are and what your status as a credit person. I mean, because you can't do shit without good credit. When you're in the military, you don't necessarily have to worry about that. But when you get out, you need to really be conscious of your credit score.
Yeah, I'm right now. I actually use a different company for my credit score. The company I'm using is Hide and Seek because I've been hiding right now for the past 2 years, and they've been seeking me. Now, I'll tell you, if I just got a job. And this is the honest to God's truth. I've been unemployed for a year, and it went through the entire savings and everything. And I'm getting, I'm getting my whole 100% for everything from the VA. And I'll tell you, it's still, everything this past year still cannot make the bills. I got to go back to work and everything. And that's been my credit score is going to be shit for the next couple of years. So that's what I'm going to be working on for the next several years. Is trying to get my stuff back in order.
It doesn't take long to rebuild it.
Yeah.
But it does take effort, and it takes a conscious effort to rebuild.
And it takes some discipline too.
It does.
It definitely takes discipline.
You can't always just go out and get the latest and greatest phone or computer or laptop or whatever. And
Stan Leaf said 85-inch, but I'm not Joe.
we've got at work we have a customer experience center. That's what they call it.
Yeah.
And they've got these huge monitors that do nothing but run like little MP4 videos on a loop. Just because it's an immersive experience thing for the customer, and it's pretty cool. But dude, these are like 95-inch televisions, and that's all that they do. There's thousands of dollars in tens of thousands of dollars in television. That's all they do is they play whatever videos on this USB stick.
play a high res USB stick for 8K resolution video of this is what the color picture looks like. The tint setting looks much brighter than this. This is the difference between it. Yes, immerse yourself in the deep colors of blah 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 blah. Look, no matter what the hell happens, the bird is going to look like a bird. The frickin' streaming brook is still going to have deer pee in it. It doesn't matter the TV. Can you just show me the frickin' video?
I have the same TV. The flat screen that I've got is probably 10 years old plus, and it's still hanging in there. It's still, I don't care. I've got guys that I work with. They're like, oh no, they have to have the latest and greatest and the UHLED or whatever the biggest baddest one, OLEDs that they want that
OLEDs. OLEDs are now becoming kind of the standard. You know how like the backlit LCD became the standard for a while. The OLEDs are now the new ones, and now
it's a beautiful picture.
Yeah,
it's really awesome. I don't care that much.
Yeah, 4K has now become the new 1080p. You have to have a 4K. There's 8K coming out right now that will be coming out in another 2 years. 1080p is still actually 720p is still the default stream on every cable network that is out there. So unless you're, unless you've got an upgraded package or something like that, you're going to be getting on your regular TV at 720p, no matter what's going to happen until everything goes 1080p, which requires a heck of a lot more bandwidth in order to transmit.
But then that's why all the cable companies are laying down fiber. So everyone. Yeah.
Exactly.
So anyway, today marks the end of the 5th Friday of September. Guess what that means? Those of us that get paid every Friday, this is an extra payday. That's pretty cool because you were talking about jobs and stuff.
Yeah. I'll be looking forward to the 5th Friday month, the next one, which I believe is in December.
It's December. Christmas.
Yes, that'll be a perfect time because Coach will be taking his Christmas vacation, annual vacation every year. I go to Gatlinburg, Pigeon Forge, and Sevierville, Tennessee.
Very nice.
Yeah, phenomenal.
I haven't been out there to the Dollywood area. It's really beautiful. They had some flooding out there, a lot of flooding this year.
Oh, they did. Yeah. Last year when I was there, that's when the snowstorm hit and went right through. There's 2 national park entrances that surround Gatlinburg, or 3 of them, excuse me. I went to the one through Pigeon Forge, and everything was just completely white. It honestly looked like I was in the middle of the Ardennes forest. It was phenomenal.
What's happening, Gun Love? Boy, I haven't seen you in a long time. Thanks for hanging out. David Cunningham says, what's going on, guys? I just turned on the TV to see the devastation in Florida from Hurricane Ian. 45 people have been found dead so far. Yeah, we're gonna talk about that in just a little bit. So today plus 3 days marks the 36-year anniversary of Cliff Burton, bassist for Metallica, who was killed when he was ejected from his tour bus when it swerved off the road. He was 24 years old. I can't believe that was 36 years ago.
That's yeah. Well, you know what? Actually, okay. So, aging myself, I was 5 when Cliff died.
Oh Lord.
Yes. So Jason Newsted was always the basis for me, and I was one of those guys who, had to find out about Bon Scott and, and Cliff Burton, when I was a teenager in high school, like, oh, wait a minute. So Jason's not you mean to tell me Brian Johnson's not the original? I thought his voice just sounded worse, one of those ones when you come up like, oh crap. And this is before the internet. So come on now, or the dawn of the internet. Al Gore hadn't invented it yet.
Stan Lee says, thanks for reminding us we're old. Okay, Stan, I got something for you right now. 30 years ago yesterday, Alice in Chains released their album Dirt. It's probably one of my favorite albums, man. And I'm just like, that was 30 years ago. Holy crap.
All right, Dirt. Now, Dirt was their second album, right? That was the one that had Grind on it. Oh, God.
Wood.
Wood was on. Wood also came from the soundtrack to that movie, Singles.
Yeah, that's where I got hooked on Alice in Chains. Is from the movie Singles.
I actually, you know what got me hooked on Alice in Chains? This is no joke.
No, tell me.
Let's go back kind of sports wise. For those of you that know these 3 letters, I'm about to send a chill up your spine. ECW. There was a guy there by the name of Tommy Dreamer. Used to come out every time he wrestled to Man in the Box. That's what I remember that song the most from.
Wow.
Yeah.
That is obscure reference.
Saturday. No, can I tell you, man, that was Saturday nights. This is before the Army, so I can say what I was doing. That was Saturday nights, staying up, drinking 40s and smoking blunts. And 2 o'clock in the morning, you had 3 options on TV. You had the University of Hawaii game on, you had ECW on, or you had infomercials. So we would switch back and forth from the Hawaii games to ECW and watching that. Yeah.
That's awesome. That's awesome, dude.
Oh yeah.
So I got some more music news, and this is, I guess, we're going to start the content of the show, because all this is just kind of fluff conversations. Wow.
Oh, good. We went through 30 minutes of bullshitting. All right.
I know. We're not bad at this. So here we go. We're going to talk about some. So Coolio, 90s, he's a 90s rapper who lit up the music charts with hits like Gangsta's Paradise and Fantastic Voyage, has died. This is really sad news. Spanky put this in the chats, and I was like, oh, really? It's like these guys aren't supposed to die. Details of the circumstances on Coolio's death are not yet available. Los Angeles Fire Department confirmed that that firefighters and paramedics responded to a call at about 4 p.m. local time of the reports of a medical emergency. When they arrived, they found an unresponsive male identified as Coolio and performed resuscitation efforts for approximately 45 minutes. Man, they really worked on this guy. The patient was determined dead just before 5 p.m. I'm getting messages that that's the wrong pick. That's not Coolio.
No, that is not. Oh my God!
Shit.
Holy shit! We just eulogized the meme. Oh shit.
Coolio, born artist Leon Ivy Jr., was born in Monsignor, Pennsylvania, and grew up in Compton, California. In his younger years, he fell pretty heavily into the drug scene, and he knew that he had to find a way out of it by training to be a firefighter. He said, I wasn't looking for a career. I was looking for a way to clean up, a way to escape the drug thing. It was going to kill me, and I knew it. I knew I had to stop. And firefighting training was the discipline I needed. We ran every day. I wasn't drinking or smoking or doing the stuff that I usually did. Coolio's rap career began in the 80s. But he hit mainstream success with Gangsta's Paradise from the soundtrack of Dangerous Minds. Yep. In July of this year, Gangsta's Paradise hit the 1 billion views mark. That's pretty damn amazing.
Yeah, that is.
Over his career, Coolio has sold more than 17 million records. Coolio was only 59 years old. Rest in peace, sir.
Man, Yeah, 59, way too young. You know, you always see a lot of you see these rock stars, and you see a lot of people that pass away so early, especially the celebrities. I think it was, what was it, last year, DMX? We lost DMX.
Yeah.
He was in his early 50s and everything. It is a damn shame when you lose somebody, when people die at this young of an age and everything. We don't know what his personal life was or anything like that. If he was doing anything, at least there's nothing been reported. But yeah, it is sad. I remember Coolio when he came out too. Yep.
Yeah, he did stuff on like Nickelodeon. He did stuff with kids and stuff. He wasn't like you said, you don't know what's going on in his personal life, but he seemed to be doing all the right things.
And he's the only person, though, and he is the only real one that had a beef with Weird Al Yankovic over Weird Al Yankovic making a parody of his song.
Oh, the Amish Paradise?
Amish Paradise, yeah. That was the only time Weird Al has ever had a beef with everybody. Everybody saw that as a rite of passage. Coolio kind of, after that happened, he kind of didn't hear from Coolio that often anymore.
It's like the ultimate diss track was Amish Paradise, and he didn't hear from Coolio anymore.
Exactly. That's, Weird Al killed Coolio's career.
I like them both. I do like Amish Paradise just because I think Weird Al is just a talented dude.
Oh, yeah. That is, and I'm not going to turn it to a Weird Al conversation because his movie's coming out here pretty soon on Roku.
Oh,
but yeah, that's now Coolio. Fantastic Voyage was a good song. Come on, yo, let's take a ride. Don't say your shit. Yeah. Don't say no shit. Just get inside or something. Oh man, that was a damn good song back in the day.
Yeah, I'm playing it right now.
Slide, slippity slide.
That was our intro music there.
Yeah, I'm white. I can't rap, so. Eminem's genes did not pass down this way to me at all.
Yeah, man, he's got some good music. Some of his early stuff, and I played some of that. It was, what the hell was it called? It was called Ugly Bitches. It was that was his starting point, and then he kind of realized you can't be that crass towards everybody. You're going to lose like 90% of your audience because everybody's ugly.
You must have went up to Watertown. Okay, let's move on.
So we're going to talk a little bit more about music, and this has hit it pretty big in the media, and I didn't understand why. I really didn't understand why, and we're going to talk about LIZZO. There's a lot of chatter about the artist called LIZZO. To be completely honest, I don't think I have ever heard her music. I've heard absolutely none of her music that I know of. And
I've heard LIZZO. I know who she is.
And simply, this is just me judging by her looks and the pictures that I've seen that you're looking at here on the screen right now. I've never given her a fair shake just based on what she looks like. She looks like a caricature of an artist. She looks like a sideshow act. The big news... I
can see that in a little bit, and I can see how people would see that, yeah.
The big news on LIZZO now is that she did a concert in Washington, D.C. a couple of days ago where she was granted permission to play a crystal flute once owned by the fourth president of the United States, James Madison. Yeah, the father of the Constitution, James Madison. The one who declared war on Great Britain and started the War of 1812, James Madison. Mm-hmm. So not knowing anything about LIZZO, I asked myself why. Why was she allowed to do such a thing? Is this some sort of publicity stunt? It seems like a very important possession of the United States. Why is anyone playing it, LIZZO or anybody else? Most of the people losing their shit over this are right-wing pundits. So I wanted to find out what all the excitement was about. LIZZO was born Melissa Vivian Jefferson in 1988 in Detroit, the year after I graduated high school. When she was 10, when she was 10, her family moved to Texas, in Houston. She was a classically trained flutist from the age of 10 until she graduated high school in 2006. She had been involved in the music business ever since. She is primarily a rap artist, but she also does hip hop, funk, rhythm and blues, and soul music. Earlier this week, Lizzo was invited by the Library of Congress to visit their collection of some 1,700 flutes that they have. Lizzo was allowed to play a little during the tour. Lizzo then asked the library if she could play the priceless flute for a few moments during her Washington show. She was allowed to do so. So here's just a little bit of video from that.
It's Christmas. It's like playing out of a wine glass. So be patient.
She can play the flute, dude.
I'm sorry, I'm on a delay, so I'm listening.
Yeah, I know.
Right
Okay.
now. That flute is beautiful too. Okay, just got done listening. My goodness, yeah, she can play it.
Yeah,
And
so
you know, she had some sheer excitement playing that
dude,
thing.
the
Like,
look in
knowing the history of whose that is, she was genuinely excited. I mean, so excited that she was, you know, twerking in Congress. But
she did
okay.
fine. She did fine. Some people are taking offense to it, and I don't get it. Some people just need to get their head out of their ass, man.
Yeah.
They just need they need to lighten up.
Has she said anything political that would piss people off or anything like that?
No, I mean she's got her own views, but
And everybody's entitled to
and
it.
everyone's entitled to that. But she didn't go up on stage going, "Bah, you know, she didn't say anything. She grabbed it. She it was respected. So I mean,
I hate the fact that it seems like the political parties now say, no, this belongs to us. And this is both sides of this.
Yep.
The respect on the side and the disrespect on the other side. Okay, so either way you look at it, one people feel like these people do not respect or have enough respect. And then the other side feels like they are getting disrespected for whom they are. So it kind of makes no sense to me that everybody just feels disrespected over something completely stupid and turns something as beautiful as what that was and as exciting as it would be for anybody else that was in her position to do.
Apparently she's really successful.
But she is.
Maybe I need to listen to some of her music. She's extremely popular.
Okay, I can't rap, but I can somewhat sing a song. I'm pretty sure you've heard one of those songs like, I'm 100% hot bitch, check it out, da-da-da. What a man got a fan on the beat, right? Or something like that, you know, no play on the Minnesota Vikings, you know, Truth Hurts, that's the name of that song.
Okay.
You haven't heard that song?
I have not.
Okay.
I have not.
Right.
But you know what? After this
I've
show,
heard it a couple times.
After this show, I'm going to immerse myself into some Lizzo stuff because I bet it's not bad.
Oh, wait a minute. That one song, and thank God I'm not on video for this because I'd be dancing it, but that I put my hands up, check my nails. Baby, how you feeling? Feel good as hell. That one. That's her. Okay, obviously you haven't heard that song either.
No,
Hopefully
I haven't.
Somebody out there in the chat has heard that song.
I think I need to broaden my horizons. I usually think that I have a pretty eclectic sense of musical taste because I do the heavy metal stuff, I do country, I do rap and R&B and stuff, and it's just I just haven't, because of the caricature that she appears to be, because of the way that she dresses. I don't even give it a fair shake. Maybe I should. I'm gonna give it a fair shake.
I don't give it. I'm glad that you're giving it a fair shake. To be quite honest with you, I just listened to it by osmosis because my daughter had to listen to it, so I had to listen to that through the damn hallways. You know, at least I did get her started on a couple things. So she's got she also listens to Sinatra, which I'm rather happy about.
That's good.
She also listens to Garth Brooks, which another thing I'm very happy about. But, you know, then she's got the new music and everything like that. And, you know, some of that shit, I'm just like, nah, I don't want to listen to it. But, yeah, Lizzo's all right. That other one, Nicki Minaj, yeah, she's got about, you know, as much talent as, you know, what I wipe off my bum every time I have a movement.
So personally, I think that this is pretty damn cool that she got to play that flute. When's the last time anyone heard this flute? A long time. I think it was like
Battle Hymn Republic was written.
I think this is a once-in-a-lifetime experience, both for Lizzo, the staff at the Library of Congress, and the thousands of Lizzo fans that attended the concerts. Not to mention the Capitol Police that had to run security for this flute. I think it was pretty awesome.
Yeah, well, Capitol Security does a whole bunch of crap for other people too, for crying out loud. They do that's half of their job is pulling favors for people. Don't try to claim, the Capitol Security being used for something like that. That makes your complete argument irrelevant. Unfortunately, I will say that.
Okay, so now I guess this is going to be your segment, man. So you've heard us mention here on WTF&R that we're going through a few changes. We're working on getting our podcast repository back up and running, and it's under work. Everything is in motion. It'll be like a one-stop shopping for every show that we've ever done, and that's a lot of shows. That's 7 years worth of shows. Something else that we're working on is merch. It's just a little something to help us keep the lights on and our servers running. Things like this take a lot of time and planning, and we appreciate your patience. We're also adding some shows. The plan is to add a show on Wednesday night called The Smoke Pit. It'll be hosted by Radar. You might know Radar as the man in the bubble on Pop Culture Warrior, which airs on Tuesday nights. We are also adding another show on Sunday called The Sports Bar, and that's going to be hosted by you. So what can we expect from your show, and more importantly, when can we expect your show to come online?
Oh, the when's still TBD. I'm still waiting to kind of iron out a couple things out there. A couple life-changing events. The big boss man, still got to sit down and talk to him. But as far as getting set up and getting everything right, pretty much set up on its own. So as far as, just getting all this, the technical stuff on OBS taken care of, I could definitely do that within a couple times. And then whenever I can iron out things with my job, I would have a problem with that whenever we can start. I want to start because, we've got, let's see, we're now in week 4 of the NFL season, about to start the Major League Baseball playoffs. The hockey season, the NBA season is going to be starting around the corner. College football is already into high gear. NC State's undefeated for the first time in like 20-something years, and that's all North Carolina can talk about for some daggone reason. Nothing about ECU or anything like that, even though they're doing all right. But anyway, what you can expect, we can talk about anything that's going on within the world of sports. Right now, the biggest story that is happening within the world of sports is Aaron Judge's pursuit of the 62 home runs to break Roger Maris's American League record of 61 that is held since 1961. Obviously, a lot of controversy that's happening afterward with the breaking of the record by Barry Bonds, Sammy Sosa, and Mark McGwire. All 3 of them have been found, or at least have been rumored to have been taking performance-enhancing drugs during their pursuit of Maris's record at the time. So this thing's happening right now with Aaron Judge with the Yanks down 2-1 in the bottom of the 6th. And if Aaron Judge is up, I believe, next inning, he's going after the record clean. There has been more stringent drug testing happening with the past it's been now 15 years since everything has been enacted for the stringent drug policy. An entire generation of baseball players have come and gone, and now you're into a generation that should be 100% clean, or at least they found a new way to take it, performance-enhancing drugs. Maybe they're taking
who was the last guy? Was it Mark McGwire or was it Sammy Sosa?
All right, so McGwire, Sosa, they both testified underneath Congress that they had never taken drugs. In fact, Sammy Sosa at that time couldn't speak English. But what ended up happening is that McGwire admitted to taking the steroids in an interview with Bob Costas. I want to say several years later, 2009, 2010, can't remember exact time.
Okay.
Sammy Sosa was never admitted or had anything on there. It was always been speculation that Sammy Sosa was taking drugs, but you also have to remember that this is twice that man had a cork bat and was using it for cheating while he was playing in the game, including one of the years that he hit 60-plus home runs.
There was a hold on a second. There was also, and this is way before memes were a thing, but it was just an observation that the size of Sammy Sosa's head was changing.
That wasn't Sammy Sosa. No, Sammy Sosa turned white. That was Barry Bonds.
Barry Bonds' head got bigger.
Now, Barry Bonds, that was it's been admitted on secondhand. It's been reported through in documentaries, and this also was part of the Mitchell report of everything that Barry Bonds did. But right after that 1998 season, Barry Bonds got jealous because he was the best all-around baseball player in the game at that time. Possibly with Ken Griffey Jr. Okay, I would actually give Griffey 1 and then Bonds probably 2 around that time period. But the moment that McGwire and Sosa kept the attention of the national media by the home run record, he started trying to find ways to not only hit the long ball, but try to find a way to keep power. And that's when he went to the Balco issue, and that whole issue happened from 2000 to about 2005, in which this lab was given him some type of untraceable steroid, the cream in the clear that he, quote unquote, was told it was flaxseed oil. But anyway, that's when he was taking it. And during that time, he ended up breaking the record, had the most ridiculous on-base percentage in all time, was walked more than anybody, and won 4 consecutive, MVP awards after his age of 35 or 37 or something like that. So that guy was using, his head went from a 7 1/4 to a 7 7/8 by the time that he retired. Your head does not go up and expand 3/4 of an inch, especially when you shave your head. Okay, yeah. I can understand if you had like that big World Be Free afro. You're floating around like Dr. J in the 70s and getting a big hat. But no. Your head does not naturally gain 3/4 of an inch, no matter how much smoke is being blown up your ass.
I've been working out. So Judge is going for 62 tonight. He was up right when we were starting the show. Yeah. What happened during that at bat?
He knocked a single up the middle. Right after that, they ended up grounding out. But
are they throwing him knuckleballs so he can't launch it?
What's that?
Are they throwing him knuckleballs so he can't launch it?
No, they're not throwing him anything around the strike zone. And to Judge's credit of why he's on such a historic streak, his eye has become a lot better. He's been more selective with the pitches, and these pitches are outside the strike zone. Nobody wants to try to get into the corner to get him out. And that's because he's been that hot in doing it. And he's not swinging at anything outside the zone. So the pitchers are getting to him, but, they're just outside the zone, and he's not going to chase him anymore, which is what he used to do. And now that he's not doing it, he's putting together quite possibly the best Major League Baseball offensive season of all time. Because not only is he going to hit 62 home runs during a drug-testing era, he is also in contention for the Triple Crown. He already leads the league in home runs and in runs batted in, but he's also batting .314, and he is like percentage points to the let's see, 10, 100,000 to the 10,000th. Like that's what separates him from leading the league in batting average. And he's having the most phenomenal season. Even in those years that everybody else, hit more home runs than him, none of them led the league in batting average that year, and only a couple of them ever led in RBIs.
How long has he been playing baseball?
And he is, I believe, he's coming up on deck right now. So,
how long has he been playing baseball?
Couple of minutes, he'll be up at bat.
How long has he been playing Major League Baseball?
He started, his rookie year was 2017. So this is his.
He's relatively new. He's just finding his groove.
What's that?
He's relatively new. He's just finding his groove.
Yeah, he is. Okay, now he is at bat right now. So he's, or at least on the stream that I have to watch it on Prime Video, and that's another thing too. For crying out loud, how many freaking streaming services do we need in order to watch TV from now on?
Well, it's a however many keeps everybody employed.
Oh my goodness, yeah, just I mean, Prime Video, Apple TV. Got to watch it on the ESPN streaming app, but if I don't watch it on my cable, if it's not on the cable, I can also get it on MLB TV or YouTube TV.
Yeah, and these are
or
all
your sister's ass
subscriptions.
TV. For crying out loud, it's terrible. All right, Judge has got a 1-1 count right now. They just threw it to him on the outside, and everybody in Yankee Stadium for the past week, every time he's been up, have they been on the feet? The 1-1, swing and a miss on a curveball, and it's now 1-2.
What?
Yep.
When's the last time he struck out?
Oh God, he can strike out. Yeah, he strikes out.
It's not a bad thing if he strikes out.
He holds the league. He holds the record for most strikeouts in a season. Actually, 1-2 delivery is low and it's outside, so there goes the ball back. You know, and another thing they're doing too with these balls is every time that the judge that these balls get pitched, they have to have a watermark on them so that nobody counterfeits what the actual ball is. It's a good idea to do.
Watermark the ball.
Outside now. He's at a 3-2 count. I promise I will stop the play-by-play once he gets either he hits his home run or he grounds out or does something. I promise, guys.
So what is up with watermarking a baseball?
Well, you got to make sure it's authentic. You know, I mean, if I caught a ball during the game and it was a foul ball, but at that same time something historic happened, how are they going to tell me that
this is the ball?
That it's not the ball.
Okay, gotcha.
You know, any ball could be switched out for it.
Yeah, because they're all the same. It's the same ball. They're identical balls.
Exactly.
We're talking about balls.
They're going to watermark the ball. As long as the ball is watermarked, they're going to know that it came from him. Now, they're not watermarking anybody else's hits whatsoever from that game.
Okay.
So that's how they're going to do that. And I don't know whether they're going to, you know, like how if they have it sequentially, like, you know, this is ball 13 that's been watermarked. And Judge drew another walk. This is his most ridiculous thing I have seen. Nobody wants to pitch to him.
This is awesome. Hey, what's up, Elizabeth? Thank you for joining in. Oh man, this is I'm Kaz. This is Coach.
Hey.
Say hi to Coach. So what do you think about this Tuatago Villalobos? What did he have a head injury?
Happened, you know,
he got jacked up yesterday. He got jacked up last week.
Yeah. The concussion protocol, that when he came out of that last week, there has been questions through the NFL and especially through the Players Association of whether or not they actually followed the concussion protocol for Tua's safety. Now, when that hit happened last night, that's 2 consecutive weeks of getting hit, but he was taken to the damn hospital after that.
Well, he was like his hands were, I mean, he was jacked up. Yeah. But I heard that the Miami Dolphins said that it was a back injury. He went for a back injury, not a concussion.
Yeah, they went in there for a back and neck injury. Yeah. That's what they looked at. They didn't look at the head so far. And obviously, if you're looking at all of everything that got hit through all of this, that's been one of that's something that the Players Association is rather big on, is to ensure that this concussion protocol is happening. CTE, you know. All right, when it comes down to the brain, CTE, TBI, to me, they're somewhat in that same realm out there. Anytime you're going to get hit in the head, it's going to cause some type of damage. And a lot of these athletes that have had the prolonged, you know, constant hitting of the helmets,
like every play, whatever your series is, yeah.
And, you know, everybody, they're examining their brains right now for this. There's a guy by the name of Chris Nowitzki who actually was forced to retire because of all of the concussions that he sustained. And with that, he was able to form he's a Harvard educated doctor too, but he was able to form something that's studying the CTE. And there's a whole bunch of athletes whose brains have been donated for that cause in order to kind of solve the CTE. Junior Seau was one of them. There's a list, a whole slew of NFL players, wrestlers, baseball players, basketball players, anybody who keeps getting constant head contact, that they are going to donate their brains to science to study the CTE. The unfortunate thing, though, is that, obviously they can't do it until they're dead. So some of the research is not coming in.
Can we take it a week early, sir?
Yeah, I mean, for crying out loud. And, and if that's the case, can somebody please just tell Joe Biden and Donald Trump to sign up for both of them? Because I want to examine both of their brains. There's got to be massive tumor growing inside both.
Stan Leaf in the chat says, is he fragile, or is it is this been progressive over his NCAA and pro career?
Who is that? Are we talking about? Tua?
We're talking about Tua.
Tua's been fragile. I mean, he was injured at Bama a couple times, but nothing to this extent where he was getting knocked around like that. I mean, he's had, tears and sprains and breaks and things like that, but he hasn't been knocked out by concussions or things like that.
Because he was out for like 30 seconds, wasn't he? He was motionless.
Yeah. He looked a good knocked out for a while. I don't know the exact time, but yeah, he was legit knocked out for a little bit. Yeah, I was surprised that we didn't see some smelling salts in there to make sure he was good, That used to be the thing, get the smelling salts up and get them back on their feet. But
how long did it take the team doctors to come out and get to him?
What's that?
How long from the end of the play did the team doctors take to get out to him?
Well, from the end of the play until then, I want to say it was about a good 20 seconds in between. From when the play ended, from when the contact happened, because the play ends a little bit later. Yeah. But yeah, as soon as they saw Tua out there, the docs were there. He was out with the docs. About 30 seconds, you could say that it really did not look like he was conscious.
No motion. He was
that was kind of like oh fuck, is he paralyzed? Because that's the thing that I've seen that happen. I was at the game that Dennis Byrd broke his neck at, and that's a scary thought when you see somebody getting carted off the field and possibly can never walk again and be paralyzed.
Wow,
and it's a scary daggone thing to see.
So moving on, I did want to talk about, in my notes where it says we're going to take a break.
Yeah.
We're going to alter that because we've been talking a lot.
Maybe I should have told you before this show that I don't shut the fuck up sometimes.
No, you're good. You're good. This is why I need to go to, here it is.
I will soon arrive in Florida. Okay, and? Wait, what? Bitch, we're Florida. We ain't afraid of no hurricane. Our entire lives are spent almost dying, bitch. Do you know how many rides malfunction in Disney World? Do you, bitch? Hey, I'm not just some run-of-the-mill hurricane. This is serious. Oh, yeah? What's your name, fella? Ian. Bitch, he really said Ian.
My name is Ian. Would you like to go to an Imagine Dragons concert?
Oh my god, bitch, I can't. No one named Ian knows how to drive a stick shift, and that is a scientific fact. Like, bitch, they naming hurricanes after virgins now?
Yeah, just laugh it up. We'll see who's laughing later.
It'll still be us, bitch. Bitch, I'll tell you what. Hey, Waffle House, do we need to worry about this hurricane?
Bitch, there's a hurricane?
Bitch, Waffle House didn't even know about you! You guys are a bunch of jerks! Bitch, you gonna cry in the car!
Last week at this time, we were talking about Hurricane Ian. It was merely a tropical storm, and it was located south and west of Cuba. Since then, Ian gained strength. Wind speeds at landfall reached 155 miles an hour, making it a very strong Category 4 hurricane, just 3 miles an hour short of a Category 5. Ian made landfall yesterday at Fort Myers and Cape Coral and caused quite a bit of damage. The pictures and the videos are coming in from Florida. They're shocking. And it's going to take weeks to determine the actual amount of damage done to the Sunshine State. And there was no official death count, but as of last night, and this has changed since then, as of last night, CNN was reporting 15 dead. I've heard now as much as 45 or 50 dead.
Yeah, 45, 50 is the last that I've heard as well, too. I've actually, and it's, right now the storm is technically over Fayetteville right now. Apparently the eye of the storm on this Doppler radar is showing that it's right over my region right now. Hey, look, I still have internet and lights.
That's a spectacular bar you're sitting into.
Yes,
so hurricane.
Yes. Does anybody know what bar this is? Anybody out there know what bar this is? And if you do, well, you win a prize. I'll think of something and I will send you something.
So Hurricane Ian isn't done yet, and this is information I'm going off of from last night. It made quick work of Florida, but it made it across the peninsula, and it is now back in the Atlantic, where it has quickly become a hurricane again, and it is headed for the Carolinas. Ground zero appears to be Charleston, but the cone of doom extends all the way up to Pookie's house and as far down as Mud Puppy's house.
Yep.
This is still a large and very dangerous storm. Ian and the remains of Ian will bring significant weather events as far inland as probably Knoxville, Tennessee, and just into the southern half of West Virginia. So stay safe, motherfuckers.
Yeah. I'm sending you a picture real fast on one of these ones. This is coming in from South Carolina over in Myrtle Beach, and there is a oh goodness, I hope that was in the wrong one. I'll send you this one, but there is a pier that was in.
Oh yeah, the pier that disappeared.
I think this is it. Let me see. No, that's not it. Okay, yeah, the pier in oh goodness, what's the name? Yeah, and I've got it up right here. I downloaded the picture for it, but I'll send it to you later if we want to put it up. Yeah, the Cherry Grove Pier in Myrtle Beach, it's split straight in half right now. So anybody who was out there towards the end of the pier is now cut off from civilization. There's a massive hole like right in the middle of this pier, and I don't know how that ended up happening in there, but yeah, that ended up that was this morning.
Cape Coral. Corey James is asking for is that the Cape Coral Pier?
It says Cherry Grove Pier.
Cherry Grove.
In fact, okay, yeah, I'm sending it to you right now because I just re-downloaded it, so. Give me 1 second. I'll send that to you of where I got this thing. Come on, stupid.
I did see a video of there was like a McLaren, like $1 million McLaren, just kind of floating, like you're done.
Yeah. Oh God, I got a buddy of mine in Jacksonville who has a McLaren. I hope it wasn't his.
It would. This one's yellow. Are they all yellow?
No. No, they do come in different colors. In McLaren's base color, or how like Ferrari is red.
Yeah.
McLaren's base is a papaya. That's the color that they.
Is that what they call that? Papaya? It's not orange. It's not yellow. It's
yellow.
papaya.
They call it papaya. Yeah. Yeah, but that's like their base kind of like that's the color that they always kind of reconcile themselves as. That comes from Formula One, another sports reference there.
You never disappoint.
I try. I
was going to drag this in, but it's going to take a lot of effort, and it's about time for a break.
Yeah.
So, wow. Okay, so when we come back from the break, we're going to start talking about the NASA DART mission, which was pretty awesome. I've got video, and it's pretty cool. So I'm going to get out of studio mode, and we're going to take a break. And so get up, refresh your beverages, shake out the blood clots, and come on back in just a couple of minutes. We're going to be back for the second half in just a few minutes.
WTF Nation Radio. WTF Nation Radio.
I'd find a way to ruin all the beauty captured, waiting for my sentence, waiting for the rapture. Nothing good will come, 'cause our poison word is pure. Just a nobody who will never find a cure. I can't reason with myself, I'll never make it back. The past is in the rear view, I'm always losing track. Where do I go, where do I go, where do I go from here? Where do I go, where do I go, where do I go from here? You always love to show me, how will you think you know me? I've lost all my patience and forgotten laughter, serving out my sentence, waiting for the rapture. Nothing good will come, 'cause our poison word is pure. Just a nobody who will never find a cure. I can't reason with myself, I'll never make it back. The past is in the rear view, I'm always losing track. Where do I go, where do I go, where do I go from here? Where do I go, where do I go, where do I go from here? Where do I go, where do I go, where do I go from here? Where do I go, where do I go, where do I go as you disappear?
WTF Nation Radio.
Trying to tell myself it was for the best.
sometimes when I wipe, I'll wipe and I'll wipe and I'll wipe and I'll wipe 100 times. Still poop. It's like I'm wiping a marker or something.
The voice of U.S. Army, WTF Moments. This is WTF Nation Radio.
All right, everybody, we are back for the second half of Friday Night Freedom here on WTF Nation Radio. My name is Kaz, and I ain't got you. I got to bring you up on this one. Up there is Coach. What's up, Coach?
Nothing much.
Put me in, Coach.
Tonight? I'm here. I'm in. I'm back. I'm watching the Yankee game.
So I guess he didn't come up to bat at all. So Judge is still flailing at 61.
Still at 61 home runs. Yep. Right now it's still 2-1, top of the seventh. Baltimore has got the lead with the runner on second and nobody out.
All right. Well,
or one out.
It's gonna happen. It's just a matter of time. You think?
Yeah, I hope so. I hope it happens during this broadcast.
Someone's got to pitch him a strike.
Exactly. I
guess that's all it takes.
Yeah, it just takes one hit over the wall, break the record, and then I can, ignore baseball for a week until the Yankees get back into postseason play. That's all that I'm waiting on.
They kind of sucked last year. You think?
Yeah.
The thing is, I really like it when the Yankees suck, because it's like the Patriots. It's like, fuck, the Patriots won. Well, they always win. Well, the Yankees always win.
Well, you know what? All right. You have to realize something. Now, the Patriots since 2000 have not, I believe, this year and last year were the only years that they have had a losing record, because now they're starting to come back down to earth. It was 2 years ago when Cam Newton was the quarterback that they had a below 500 record. That was the first time that happened since before I want to say actually since Drew Bledsoe was the quarterback. Now the Yankees haven't had a losing season since 1992. 30 straight consecutive winning seasons. They just haven't won they haven't won the World Series since 2009, and every time that they've gotten there have been one choke job after another. Last year was a horrendous year for them.
Yeah, I'm kind of used to it because I'm a Rangers fan. So.
Oh God. So let me see, 1996, 1998, first round, they got their asses whooped by the Yankees. And then in 2010, when y'all went to the World Series, they beat the Yankees in the ALCS.
They did. I was in Iraq there. I was like the only Rangers fan. I'm like, woohoo! Everyone's like, fuck you. I'm like, hey, I'm going to take it.
I was in Hawaii at I think I was actually at a Halloween party when that happened, because I remember going to a place and then seeing that the Rangers had beaten the Yankees.
Okay.
Of course, I blamed it on Alex Rodriguez, because Alex Rodriguez is a cheating, lying scumbag.
Yeah. Former Ranger too, right?
What's that? Yeah, former Texas Ranger. I had to traded him to the Yankees
for $1 bajillion.
Yeah, $252 million you signed up for.
Dude, that's so much money. That's an obscene amount of money. Okay, yeah. I've got a prediction here. Heath Barlow says Browns are going all the way this year. So are the Cowboys.
To the toilet bowl, not to the Super Bowl.
I grew up in Cleveland. I was born in Cleveland, and with my uncles and my grandparents, my parents, everyone's like, we're all cardiac kids, man.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Cleveland Browns, and that's, and then we moved to Wisconsin, and then we became Packers fans. But I've always had a soft spot in my heart for the Dallas Cowboys, and now I live in the Dallas Metroplex, so it's really easy to be a Dallas fan here. It sucks when they lose, it really does, but we got some really good fans here.
I'm not gonna lie, Dallas Cowboys and the Pittsburgh Steelers. There are more fans of them in the Army than there are fans of any other teams combined.
Not even
every first sergeant or commander that I have had has been a Cowboys fan or a damn Steelers fan.
What about Niners? Niners got
No,
fans.
I didn't have any Niners fans. They were all Steelers fans. They all had this stupid, terrible towel, or they were all Cowboys fans.
Wow.
Who were all delirious and wanted to go back to 670-1 and live in the 90s. But no, it is the truth. Every first sergeant that I had was either a Steelers fan or a daggone or a Cowboys fan.
That's not a bad.
That's but you know what? Think about this. It was also generational. And
Yes.
I think
Yes.
about this time period from how old my first sergeants were and their age group and all that, and just kind of thinking about it. That was the height of Monday Night Football in the 70s and the 80s when these guys were, growing up. Well, they were growing up watching the Pittsburgh Steelers and the Dallas Cowboys.
That's when they were badasses, yeah.
So I can kind of understand that, those two teams, them, there's a lot of people who hate them, but you will see from all around the United States, the people will absolutely love them. And that was the power of what television was able to do during Monday Night Football, especially in those years.
Heath says, Detroit's looking good.
yeah, Detroit's looking good compared to its city.
All right, so let's change the topic. This is kind of a rant piece, not really a rant piece, but I've got some personal feelings about this. So today is Friday, the 30th of September, 2022. I've already mentioned that at the beginning of the show. This is an important day that most tax-paying Americans should remember, because the last time that Congress kicked the budget down the road, they kicked the can down the road, today is that day. So today the government is supposed to shut down because we, the United States of America, need another stopgap spending bill to sustain the government until December. Lawmakers are searching for, and as of today, have actually received another $12 billion with a B for Ukraine. It was a vote. It was 230 to 201. It was horrible. It wasn't even close. In the meantime, the United States Army is advising struggling soldiers to go on food stamps. What the fuck? This fucking pisses me off. We shell out all this fucking cash to a foreign country which we support, and I get it. I'm emotionally involved in this, and this is really, really awesome. You got to support anybody who is going against Ivan, but then at the expense of soldiers and their families being left without, not being able to take care of their families. This is in addition to $53 billion in aid that our Congress has already approved for Ukraine. If passed, it has passed. The total amount of American taxpayer dollars to Ukraine will be $64.7 billion. Here's an interesting fact. In 2021, the entire Russian military was funded to the tune of $65.9 billion. You want to hear another one? The 2021 budget for the United States military was $801 billion. And in a separate line item, the cost for military pay and benefits was around $150 billion. Somehow there's not enough money left to take care of our service members and their families. And now food stamps are the suggested solution. Something needs to fucking change. You hear a lot of us at the station saying that taxation is theft. And we usually say that, colloquially, just taxation is theft. Yeah, taxation is theft. But this is the real shit here. Here in the United States, we don't have a taxation problem. Lawmakers have a serious spending problem, and it needs to be brought under control. And I hope that all of you feel the same way. And we got midterms coming up, so we had years ago we had a thing called blowoutcongress.com. It was an actual website, blowoutcongress.com, trying to get rid of all the shitbags, and it worked. And I don't remember if that was the Contract with America time frame or if that was after that. But yeah, dude, these folks in charge, our elected leaders, have lost the concept of what freaking money is.
Yes.
Yeah, here's 800 billion here, 50 billion. It's not even million anymore. Million is like small change. It's all billions. It's the big B.
The sad thing about this is that I actually know on the other side a little bit more on how this works. My first job in the military was as a budget analyst. Not kidding you. I was one of those guys that wanted to volunteer, that were coming in for the college money, but ended up making it a career.
Was you like an S1 guy or a finance guy?
Finance, yeah, finance. I was actually, I worked finance as my first MOS, and I had the budget thing, and September 30th being the fact that it's the end of the year. This is technically all the busiest day, so if there's any budget,
it is. Oh my gosh, yeah, that's the fiscal year, the magic date.
Exactly. So if there's any budget analysts right now that are listening, my thoughts are with you at 9:30 at night as you guys are trying to get the last obligations and expenditures, and disbursements to finally match up at the end of the year so you can say that you have balanced books. But when you get into this part where they don't sign the Defense Authorization Act, you're going to run into this continuing resolution authority, which does not allow any new starts. The sad thing is, too, is that this also cuts out training opportunities for the military when this comes down. I had 2 SLC classes cancel on me because I was supposed to be scheduled both years scheduled for the 1st of October. Or, after the 1st of October, and both of my TDYs were denied because of these continuing resolution authorities.
Because it was a new thing.
Oh, yeah, because it was a new start and it wasn't something that had original money or anything else like that. And I'm not talking, or a continuing mission from the previous fiscal year. That's the reason for it. So, this is not only every time that this happens with these when they don't pass the Defense Authorization Act, by the time that happens, we hold underneath the Continuing Resolution Authority, and at the same exact time, that's when all of these pork spending bills somehow load their way into the Defense Authorization Act. Sad thing about that is that a lot of the pork that's coming out there is those little ones of like, somebody gets like $600,000 to investigate whether or not, lesbian butterflies are migratable, things like that, those types of stupid things. And this is where the time period where
everyone knows that they are migratable, but they don't go where they're supposed to because they don't ask for fucking directions.
Well, these lesbian monarchs all have Subarus. They should have GPSs in there.
Everyone's got a smartphone.
Yeah.
So what? A question from Stan says, "What happened to the program that paid those with big families additional funds each month?" I mentioned this. I think I mentioned this last week. Lloyd, Defense Secretary, said that they're going to for those service members who are in like high rent areas, Miami,
yes,
Boston, New York, Los Angeles, those areas are going to get increased monies. That is going to change. I don't think that has changed, and it's not affected by this.
I know the program that Stan's talking about. This is in addition to this is in addition to BAS. That this was put in for, the thing that Stan's talking about. That program's almost 20 years old, and I haven't seen a lot of people that would do it, but it was a special compensation for somebody who was living underneath the poverty line of the area that they are, and it depended on the number of dependents. Like they had to fall within 125% of the median income of the area that they are in, depending on, and also adding how many dependents. But there is that special compensation that's out there. I hadn't heard of that program in almost 20 years, and there were very few people that had actually taken advantage of that program when I was working in finance. So
how many people knew about that program?
Might be there, but I doubt that a lot of people do know about that.
I mean, really, how many people knew about that? It's a program that's available, but
you know what? It came out in the Army Times, but how many people read the Army Times? You know,
right?
Yeah.
You know what? I read the Army Times more that I'm now that I'm out. So
I stopped. All right. I hope he's listening. I honestly stopped reading the Army Times after Private Murphy's Law stopped writing it.
So we got some more dumb government. More dumb government. Yeah, I'm all about the dumb government type shit tonight.
I mean, we're the same people who shut down our own pipelines, and now we're giving money to Venezuela for to control the amount of oil that we use per day. But let's go ahead and keep the daggone buy the electric cars, because that's gonna fix everything. But when we have rolling blackouts in one of your Democratic stronghold states, because wildfires of trees that you say need to free and not be cleared out catch fire every 3 seconds. You can't charge your damn car out there. Let's go ahead and run some diesel. Oh, let's just screw up everything. Every action that they have done over the past, for crying out loud, it feels like almost 10 years right now, but has had an absolute catastrophic secondary effect that has done nothing but completely distrust our trust in their ability to do their job.
So it's not like you need another example, but here's another example. This is not shocking at all, but this news comes from California.
Oh.
An unelected board of individuals has cemented the first steps in banning space heaters, water heaters, and furnaces that use natural gas, with the goal of phasing out the sale of these items by 2030. In California, the California Air Resources Board consists of 16 members. 12 are appointed by the governor and are confirmed by the state senate. The other 4 are appointed by the state senate. None of the 16 officials are elected by the citizens of the state. I found some data on the CaliforniaSalary.info site stating that in 2019, board members received monetary compensation of just under $50,000 per year. So these fuckers sit around a table maybe a weekend a month, and they talk about things and stuff on how they can save the air in California. And this is what they came up with. They're going to get rid of natural gas heaters, furnaces, water heaters, and just regular space heaters. What's up with that?
Another stupid decision by people with their heads up their asses. They're cowtailing to the extremists who think that we need to shit in compostable frickin' toilets, and the only way they keep us warm is by not shaving our damn legs. No, that's just absolutely stupid. And on top of that, that is the bureaucracy of everything, where people who are unelected are making decisions for the betterment of themselves and not for the betterment of the people.
That's
by
what
telling
I don't like.
them that what they should be doing, because they know better than we do.
That's what I don't like is people who are unelected making decisions that affect the entire state. They're appointed by the governor, and they make a decision that the governor signs off on. The governor's the stopgap. They can come up with these decisions, but the governor's got to sign off on it.
Yeah, this governor just doesn't know his head from his ass out there. He's too busy worried about what he's going to do and run against Joe Biden for 2024.
Yeah, and he actually said if Joe Biden doesn't declare that he's going to be a candidate, Gavin Newsom's going to throw his hat in the ring.
You know what? These governors from these states, unfortunately, really don't know their head from their asses when it comes down to politics on a larger scale. Within their state, a lot of them, including DeSantis himself, have a lot of stupidity going on that could easily be attacked and make them look incompetent.
Yep.
It's geared right now that, unfortunately, these frickin' state senators, the senators, and the other congressmen, outsiders, are the ones that are in the front seat for it, just because the fact that they're working on a national level on a day-to-day basis. The last governor, Okay, I take it back because I forgot that Bush was governor. You know, there's a lot of things I like to forget about Bush, but him being governor wasn't one of, unfortunately, isn't one of them. I was going to say that Clinton was the last governor, and you know, but yeah, Bush was the last governor that we've had. We've had, you know, we had Obama, we had Trump, and now we've got, you know, Biden, and all three of them, you know, Obama was a one-term senator. Let's be honest. He
never showed up for anything. He was just there.
Started campaigning for president in 2006.
Yep.
You know, and Joe Biden, well, he's been sniffing that chair for, you know, 40 years over there in the Senate office before he started sniffing the chair in the White House.
Yeah.
So
let's talk about aliens.
Joe, I didn't mean to do that.
So we're going to talk about aliens now. Not like the outer space aliens.
Not the space aliens. Not the ones from Uranus.
No, not the ones from Uranus. Inside joke. This is funny as fuck. So, a previously deported illegal immigrant alien with a criminal record tried taking a weapon away from a soldier on Tuesday after fleeing at the southern border. Ricardo Jaime Ruiz, age 45, a Mexican citizen, was part of a large group of migrants, illegal aliens, fence jumpers, whatever you want to call them, that was caught by Border Patrol agents in Mission, Texas. The incident began around 4 a.m. when the migrants were taken into custody. A Texas National Guard soldier was assisting border agents when Jaime Ruiz fled. After issuing verbal commands to stop, he grabbed the soldier's M4 rifle with both hands in an attempt to seize the weapon for himself. The soldier was able to maintain possession of his weapon. Hopefully he got a butt stroke to the fucking head. The Texas Rangers are investigating the incident. Not the baseball team. The investigative law enforcement agency.
Oh, it would have been better to beat them with a bat and then billy clubs then.
Everyone says, the Texas Rangers are investigating. Why the fuck is a baseball team investigating a crime? No, the Texas Rangers are a thing.
Yes, they are. They are. And they're not like the New York Rangers either.
No, they're not. So now we're going to talk about explosive gas. Man.
Oh. Great. We go from an illegal alien not from Uranus to explosive gas. Is this explosive gas around Uranus too?
European officials are investigating unexplained leaks after affecting both the Nord Stream 1 and 2 pipelines that bring natural gas from Russia to Europe via the Baltic Sea. Both Europe and Russia have both said that sabotage cannot be ruled out as a cause for the damage. But the finger of blame is being pointed at Moscow, which has yet to actually address the issue. U.S. Secretary of State Blinken said that initial reports of apparent damage to the Nord pipeline indicate that it may be the result of sabotage. Okay, great. This is nuts. Why would Russia do this?
Well, I think they heard that California was banning natural gas, so they were just going to give it away for free.
They're like, fuck it. Dude, that is an amazing amount of natural gas.
That is. Yeah. I don't get... I mean, and you know what? You really want environmental concern? With that much methane gas that's going inside going inside the Baltic Sea, how much marine life is getting affected by this? I'm not like, I'm not Greenpeace hippie or anything else like that. But what I am truthfully saying is that, nobody was going to be eating the fish out of Chernobyl out of there. I'm sure as hell not going to be eating any fish out of the Baltic Sea for the next 25 years with the methane.
Yeah, that's a lot of crab. It's a lot of fish.
What's that?
It's a lot of crab. It's a lot of fish. It's everything. But thinking about this, everyone's pointing the finger at Russia. It doesn't seem to me logical that Russia would be responsible. Why would they sabotage their own pipeline? But this, according to some reports, this area here was under the control of the United States. and it got blowed up.
So do we need to talk to ICE about where he's been the past couple of weeks?
Wow.
What's going on here? Is he pulling a PSYOP fucking operation on
I
us?
don't know. I have no idea.
ICE, if you're listening, we know you. We got your plan. We know where you've been.
I'm just waiting for his head like to pop up, going, oh, hey, I'm up. They see me. I'm down.
But I've seen that video of all this. It just. Do you think it could be natural?
No.
I mean,
personally, no.
Like a hammerhead shark just said, "Fuck it, I'm going to break this line."
I don't think there could be any other explanation for this pipeline burst because it's become bigger. It's become bigger than what we see on the screen here.
Yes.
Yeah, it's huger. More huger.
Huge. Oh, no,
It's
hold on. I
huge.
saved that for CQ. I can't do my Trump on here. Coach is not allowed to do Trump on video.
So hopefully NATO does an investigation and finds out who's responsible for this. And if it's the United States, fine. If it's Russia, fine. Find out who's responsible and fucking kick their ass.
Yeah. I mean, if it's us...
It sucks. It sucks when your home team takes a loss. But fuck it, man. Don't do this bullshit.
No.
Europe needs the gas. If they're going to pay for it, fine. Fine. This is like, if you're going to pay Russia in rubles, you get the gas or whatever. This is it.
Now, what countries was this supplying? Was this supplying all of Eastern Europe, or
Europe?
They didn't specify.
Europe. They said Europe.
Okay, not a problem on that. I mean, that's the one thing that I might be able to actually say that it could have been, check the country who was doing it. Maybe they were just ticked off and are trying to do something.
Stan says, were the pipes made in China?
No, because they would have worked for Russia.
God, the world is so confusing.
Yes, it is. I don't even know what side China's on.
even here in the United States, the world is confusing because, we got Space Force.
Yeah, we do. Yes, we do.
Space Force is amazing. The Department of the Air Force has yet, let me get this in the right context there. The Department of the Air Force hasn't yet issued a final word on the location of U.S. Space Force Command headquarters. Mm-hmm. A decision will determine whether the base remains at Peterson Air Force Base in Colorado Springs or it moves to Huntsville, Alabama. But a decision is coming sometime this fall. 2 recently completed federal inquiries in opposition to the relocation by the Department of Defense Inspector General and the Government Accountability Office, the GAO, into the legitimacy of the Trump administration's decision to relocate the base to Alabama haven't yielded the ammunition that for those who want to keep the base in Colorado. So the base is in Colorado. That's where it was born. Mm-hmm. Trump said, hey, you're going to move to Huntsville. That makes sense to me because that's where a lot of the aviation assets, a lot of the aviation contracting agencies that build this shit, that's where they're located. So it makes sense to relocate Space Force headquarters to Huntsville. So
yeah,
maybe I'm thinking people hate Trump, so they don't want Trump to get his fucking way. So the reviews, and this is a quote, the reviews found that the Department of the Air Force complied with federal law and Department of Defense policy and that the process was reasonable. Neither of the reviews recommended the Department of the Air Force to reopen the evaluation process. So it seems to me that it's an uphill battle to keep the Space Force in Colorado Springs, and to me it seems it's going to move to Huntsville unless something drastic happens.
It would make sense too, because let's think of the where all the launches happen. All the launches. I mean, I know Huntsville, Alabama is definitely not a little bit far. Is definitely far away from the whole Cape Canaveral and everywhere where NASA and SpaceX and all them launch off of. But you're right. All of the intergalactic contractors all of them are, based down there in Florida, based in Alabama. You have the U.S. Army Aviation headquarters is over in Alabama too, so you have that asset. I mean, I can understand why they would want to keep it there in Colorado for the fact that it's close to not only the the Air Force Academy, but it's also close to NORAD, which technically NORAD was having the mission of protecting the space for the U.S. And I can kind of understand that on a regional level a little. But as far as the logistical level, it makes more sense to move down to Huntsville than it does anything else. And, would it be better to keep them underneath a combatant command, or would it be better to keep them with somebody who on the technology side can speed up the progress that the Space Force has? And that's where the political battle I kind of see is happening between that. I mean, think about it this way. Colorado Springs loses the headquarters.
They would lose a lot of revenue.
Exactly. And there's not going to be another organization coming in. They haven't done a BRAC since 2005. I mean, for crying out loud, we haven't done a BRAC in 20 years. You realize that?
What's a BRAC? What's a BRAC?
It's not like they're gonna move, another unit in there anytime soon. So Colorado Springs is gonna lose like 20,000, 30,000 more people out of it.
What's a BRAC? Tell me what that is.
That was the base relocation and augmentation thing.
Oh, the downsizing thing.
That was when. Oh God! The last one that they did, that was the one that moved that moved 7th Group down to Florida, moved ForceCom up to
moved 4th ID up to Colorado. Yeah,
moved ForceCom up to Bragg, moved a couple other units and this and that, and disbanded, excess a couple of things, and that's when they and the place now that's Tyler Perry's. What was the fort that was down there in Georgia? It's now Tyler Perry's recording studio. Damn. First Army was there too. McPherson? That was the one that closed down, right? Fort McPherson?
I think so.
Georgia? Yeah, I think that was the one. Yeah, but that was the one that they were closing down. And yeah, so that was the last time that they've done any type of BRAC. They're not going to move anybody into the Space Force area out of it. And, we had this Stan Leaf also put in there. There's also some existing operational infrastructure in place via the SMDC, which makes Huntsville move cost more effective. Yep. It does make it more effective. I mean, I'm pretty sure Alabama's pretty happy to get, however many people are going to be coming from the Space Force, but, Colorado's going to be pissed off.
And the thing is, labor is cheap in Alabama.
Yeah.
Dude, I tried to find a job in Colorado Springs, and I'm like, I'm going to be doing the same thing I'm doing here in Texas for a fuck ton of money, and I go to Colorado and I'm making maybe 2/3 of that. No, thank you.
Is the cost of living higher up there too?
The cost of living in Colorado is astronomical.
Yeah. So you're going to make less money and you're going to pay more for it.
But the views are awesome.
I can go.
I would be happy. I would be happy up there. But if I'm not making at least what I'm making now, no.
Yeah. No, I get it. And, I mean, for crying out loud, the views down here in North Carolina ain't the greatest, but every now and then I got to go up to the mountains, and I love going up there to the North Carolina mountains.
So would you prefer if you could be anywhere, would you be by the ocean? Would you be in the mountains? Would you be in a desert type of environment? Because people like that shit. I don't know why. All right,
I'm going to go best of both worlds for you on this one, because for 3 years I lived there. I would live in the mountains of Hawaii. Never thought about that, did you? Yes.
Yeah, but you're surrounded by volcanoes that can kill your ass.
I get they're dormant volcanoes.
Some of them.
Yeah, and there's some active ones on the Big Island. I didn't say I was going to go to the Big Island, but what I did say, what I would like to do, there's a couple towns on the towards the central, going towards the west side, that they've got some nice mountain views that just view onto the south shore of Hawaii. Hawaii Kai is one of the areas. Phenomenal place. And then on the north shore side, you've got, I'm not kidding you, there's a couple places where your house is standing up at maybe about 1,000 feet. You're right off a cliff. Underneath you, you've got 500-foot cliff, and then it goes downhill, and you're right on the most beautiful side on the face of the earth. That's the North Shore of Hawaii. Oh,
you never
got there.
You never got like a island fever. Like, fuck, I can't leave this island.
No,
okay.
I didn't. And I guess this is kind of the way.
Well, you got to get out and do things. You got to get out and do things. You got to get out and do things when you're there.
Yes.
It's like when I was in Korea, everyone's like, "Whoa, this fucking sucks." I'm like, dude, get out and do things. This is a great country. I love this country.
Now, my assignment before that was Guantanamo Bay, Cuba. You want to talk about island fever? Oh yeah, you got it there, because you ain't allowed off that damn
Well,
base.
you got to take that. You got to take that shuttle boat.
Yep.
At certain times,
ferry from the landing strip, because the airstrip is on the leeward side, and everything else is on the windward side. So it was a 30-minute ferry ride over. Okay, so I guess it's been several years now, so I guess I can kind of say this. I will tell you that those ferries can definitely take a good 2 buses full of detainees and the accompanying guards with them, and get them over onto a flight and back and have absolutely no problem. And it was a little bit of a rough ride, but they've got it working. It's fun. It definitely is. But in Guantanamo, when I was there, there is only so much you can do.
Center Bargo, does that mean anything?
What's that?
Stan said Center Bargo.
Center Bargo. You know what? It does. Oh, God. I'm not sure if that was the boat's name or something, but I have seen Center Bargo somewhere, and that did just bring up a memory. Yeah, but in there in Cuba, yeah, I definitely did, because you've only got about 8 miles of road that you have all around the entire base, and that part sucks because that's all you can really go around.
God, you can't run, you can't fucking do stuff.
Oh no, you can run. No, I mean, there's running trails. There's a couple of real good places for PT. I mean, you can't run a marathon there. But and you also got to think too, there's a nice 5-mile road from the main road that has absolutely nothing all the way up until you hit the main gate that separates Cuba from Guantanamo from the base. So that area
separates Cuba from Cuba.
Exactly. Yeah.
You know what? I'd love to go to Cuba. I'd love to go to Havana.
I mean, I would, just for the simple fact of saying, hey, I've been there, and I've heard it's beautiful, but
it's for the food. I'm a food guy. It's a food thing for me.
And that's the same thing too with Hawaii. When I got to Hawaii, like the first night I get in there, I got teriyaki beef and butterfly shrimp, for dinner. I'm on an 8-hour flight over there, and I'm starving. That was the most delicious damn meal I had ever had in my life over that.
That's
Since
awesome.
that day, I loved Hawaii. But yeah, man, when I got there in Hawaii, the island fever and getting around, yes and no, because, all right, so for me, I kind of like driving. I would take my, this is good. Yeah, I know we're going on story time and all this shit. There's probably won't get the fuck home and shit. I had a convertible Geo Tracker, and myself, my kids, my wife, my brothers, whomever, what we would do is we would all hop into the car, take that down, and we would do the Cam Highway circle. Schofield Barracks is right off of Cam Highway, and then you can take that north, go right up to the North Shore, and that entire road circles around the entire island. So you can go and drive the entire coastline of Hawaii, through just a couple interconnected roads here and there, and see the entire coast. Take you about 3.5, 4 hours, depending on where you wanted to stop, but you would stop along the way and do whatever the heck was around there. I'd go to one park, and then we would go to another beach, and then we would go and stop there. And then one thing too about Hawaii, there is no shortage of military bases there on Oahu. You got the Marine Corps base, you got 2 Navy bases, Barbers Point and Pearl Harbor. Right next to Pearl Harbor is Hickam Air Force Base. There's 2 Army bases there. Technically there's 2 Marine bases, because you also had Camp Smith, where PACOM headquarters is at. You had a Coast Guard station there. You had, and then there's a whole bunch of recreation sites around that. Any place you wanted to go to on the military side of the house, you could have gone. Just all you had to do was show your ID. And it's, you could truthfully just drive around the entire island, go to every single one of the military bases, and it would take you 10 hours, and, you could stop the entire way and see something completely different.
There's a lot of stuff to see there.
Beaches too, and that's the other thing that I really loved about it. One of the best beaches is the Marine Corps bases beach, right off of the flight line. Most quiet beach, real good waves too.
Did you learn how to surf?
I did learn how to surf over in Hawaii. In fact, next week I'm doing my final surf. Actually, I'm going to be heading over to Wilmington, North Carolina, for Ocean Fest, and me and an organization that helps out veterans and helps out disabled children to surf. They're going to bring the boards out for us, and it's a free surf for every single one of us.
That's badass, man. That's awesome.
Yeah, man. Yeah, it's been, I've been doing that stuff now I've been surfing here in North Carolina for 3 years, but when I was in Hawaii, a good 1.5 years, I was surfing over there and absolutely enjoyed it, loved it, and wish I can go back. I sure as hell won't.
I was stationed at Fort Hood, and we went down to Corpus Christi, and I'm like, I'm going to learn how to surf, and the fucking waves sucked. I rented a board. It was like $10 an hour. And I'm like, there's no fucking waves. They're like, thank you for your money, sir. and that was it.
Yeah. Now, one of the good introductions, if y'all ever do want to try to take up surfing, I would suggest anybody to try stand-up paddleboarding first.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
I don't think that was a thing back then.
Yeah, I didn't think. Yeah, I think I got introduced to that like 15 years ago, 20 years ago, somewhere around that. I mean, shit, it's been a while. But it was when it was about 13 years ago. It's a lot easier because you're on a 10-foot board, and when you're not going to be sideways, you're going to be standing up straight, so you can find your center of balance. And it's a lot easier for you to be able to maneuver on that large of a board standing up with the paddle. And it definitely helps you find your balance so that if you ever do try surfing, you now know how to get onto the balls of your feet fast, pick up the surf pretty fast, stand up if you want to, and keep in your center of balance.
Comment in the chats is go to the washy-washy.
The washy, I do not know what the washy-washy is. Mike, I have never heard of the washy-washy, buddy. I'm sorry.
All right, so for the last story, and we're going to sign off after this, is if you're a criminal, please avoid making a rap video because, because there's like evidence and stuff.
Yeah.
So let me fucking find this thing.
You don't need to be a damn TikTok star if you're going to be a criminal.
So police in San Antonio responded to a disturbance. This is our dumb criminal story. Police in San Antonio responded to a disturbance call involving firearms at an apartment complex. Danger, danger. Officer says that there was at least 13 teens in the complex waving guns around in the common area. Police announced themselves and gave clear commands for the suspects to drop their firearms to get on the ground. While some of them complied, others began to run from the officers. That's really not a good idea. A total of 9 people were detained and 4 firearms, including 3 handguns and an AR pistol, were recovered. Video evidence was discovered, and that is going to help to identify other suspects. So yeah, dude, if you got a warrant, it's really not a good idea to make a rap video while you're holding a gun, dude.
Probation officer's wet dream right there.
Oh my gosh. Folks aren't smart. And the only reason I get these stories is because I was in San Antonio a couple of weeks ago for Janae Sergio's book release thing. Mm-hmm. And ever since I've been there, I get like not text messages, just like alerts going, here's a San Antonio-centric story. Mm-hmm. Because, cell phones suck. They know where you are.
Yeah.
So I get all these like news alerts like, hey, 13 teens have been arrested for shooting a rap video with guns and shit. And so that's it. So anyway, man, we got
that's our stupid criminals for the week. There's always stupid criminals, and thank goodness they're there for our enjoyment.
I think they're all one of them. I think they're all stupid, but Florida man stories are kind of my favorite because they're not necessarily stupid. They're not necessarily criminal. They're just uninformed on life. I don't know.
Rednecks. Come on, let's call it what it is.
Okay.
Come on, I'm a cracker. I can definitely say it.
They're rednecks. They're rednecks. Okay. Do you think Russia has their own rednecks?
Yeah, they do. They're red Ruskies.
Red Ruskies?
Yeah, the red Ruskies. Yeah. Yeah, they're the ones. They're the ones who have a pigeon on their arm, and they feed the pigeon while drinking a fifth of vodka on the subway. Exactly.
I'm gonna go onto YouTube tonight and go and like Google. I'm not going to Google. I'm going to go to YouTube and search for redneck Russians, and I'm going to report on this.
You are going to find some of the most ridiculous things out of there. You think that we're bad. Just think of our stuff, except for like everybody is driving everybody's driving the base model Datsun is the best way to say it.
Did you say Datsun?
Yeah, Datsun. Yeah. I'm going old school. Not Nissan anymore. It's Datsun.
This is going to be awesome.
Yeah, there are some videos from Russia that oh my God, they put the white trash of our country to shame.
They're great people though. All the ones that don't want to kill us are great people. Yeah, so anyway, we got 4 shows a week. On Monday we got the Monday edition with Ice. Tuesday is Pop Culture Warrior with CQ. Thursdays is Sergeant's Time with Ice and Spanky, and Friday we're right back here with Friday Night Freedom. Ice is going to be back on the 6th, so you're not going to hear the Monday edition, but you're going to hear Sergeant's Time this Thursday. He's out doing things and stuff, and it's awesome. And
we hope Pookie's back with us next Friday, and his house hasn't blown away.
Pookie's going to be back. I don't think his house has floated away or been blown down.
Yeah.
So, when do you think your show might be up? As soon as you get permission, right?
In about 2 weeks, when I find out everything with that, and I find what's happening, we will definitely have a premiere date, and hopefully a better background. Nobody guessed which bar I am at, which is good. That means that there's no Jodies in the chats tonight. So
I really appreciate
this is probably one of the biggest Jody bars that has ever been created. Even its first iteration was
so if you're in a Jody bar, that means there's a lot of cougars there.
Oh well, I wouldn't say they were cougars, but they might be single moms at 20.
Damn, that's kind of more dangerous than a cougar.
Yeah, more dangerous is the fact that they all got white ID cards.
Oh, God. Okay, everybody.
Oh, damn, did I say that out loud?
Thank you all for hanging out. My name is Kaz, and that is Coach. sitting in for the Pookie. We're going to be back next week for Friday Night Freedom. And in the meantime, you just take care of yourself. Make good decisions. And if you're in the path of the hurricane, yeah, you don't need to fire your gun at it.
Or send a nuke.
Don't nuke. Oh my gosh. We're gonna nuke a hurricane.
That was 4 years ago when he did that.
Okay, we're out of here. You guys take care of yourself. Love y'all. Bye.
Let's go Yankees.
Go Yankees. I've never said that before. I've never ever said that before. Go Judge. Go Judge.
This is WTF Nation Radio.
My friend came to the door. She said, well, I was on the phone cooking me and my baby some breakfast. And she said, hey, something wrong. It's popping. I said, what? She said, yeah. I said, no. So the girl come downstairs. She come out her apartment with her baby with no shoes on. I said, oh, girl, it's cold outside. She said, something ain't right. I said, oh, man. She said, oh, man, the building is on fire. I said, no, what? I got my 3 kids and we bounced out. We ain't gonna be in no fire, not today.
The voice of U.S. Army, WTF Moments. This is WTF Nation Radio. This is WTF Nation Radio.